What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Grist Family Podcast, where we talk about friendships, love, Christ, and everything in between. My name is Kimra. This is my husband, Greg. We are so glad you guys joined us today. And today we're going to talk about love languages. So stay tuned.
Because there's 5 of them.
There's 5.
There's 5 of them languages.
Is it really? It could be more.
Could be more. Maybe there is more. I'll have to explore that.
Yeah.
But yes, this is going to be based off of the obvious book out there for couples called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gary Chapman for writing an amazing book.
Yep.
Because it kind of set the tone, and the whole world has kind of adopted
Using it, yeah.
His findings and his information and his knowledge and wisdom. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right,
cool. Okay, so we're going to talk about what are the 5 love languages. So the 5 love languages are touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, and gifts. So according to the book, they say that you can have different love languages if you are receiving love versus if you are showing love to another person.
Right.
So that being said, babe, what do you think my love languages are?
Well, when it comes to
let me
receiving...
say, what do you think my love languages are for showing love?
Oh, so you want to start with showing love?
We can start with showing love.
Okay, I think that's a good one. I think I actually think your top 2 in showing love is
you can
quality,
just do the top 3.
Probably quality of time and touching, because you're actually very touchy.
Do you want to do top 3?
Very I mean, sure.
Okay.
Then I would say, I don't know. Honestly, quality time and touch could be, I would say quality time is number 1. And then touch, and then definitely words of affirmation would be the next one, because the other 2, you got to work on them, babe.
What? Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
So my top 3 is
you said
quality time, touch, and words of affirmation, because you've definitely kind of bounced off of words of affirmation and touching. Those could be kind of like, one of those 2 could be second, depending on which day of the week. But I think definitely quality time is your best one that I can think of.
Okay. So I'll before we go on to how I feel loved, because we did show love, right? So before we go on to how I feel loved, I'm gonna go ahead and say what I feel like my show love is. My top one would be acts of service. Yeah. Acts of service.
We're talking about showing love.
Yeah.
Towards me.
Yeah. Because like me cleaning the house and saying, hey, look at the house, it's clean, and stuff like that. That's me showing love to you, and cooking. All those things are showing love.
I mean,
so I would say my top one is that. Because I want to make sure that, like, everything is perfect for you, and stuff like that, and it's comfortable for you. So,
I definitely recognize.
So for me, I would say my first is acts of service. My second would definitely be touch, and then my third would probably be quality time.
Okay. Yeah. I recognize what you do. I'm not here saying I don't recognize what you do. I think I was going to say acts of service is the one you receive the most, because you impart how much it's important to you. Mm-hmm. So I was going to immediately say, without question, that acts of service was your number one in receiving
Okay, go
from
ahead and
me.
do my receivings.
Well, there you go. So
Okay.
the number one is absolutely acts of service. This you just like that is by far beyond the most one that you appreciate most. And then I would say, I think over time you I think touch.
Touch is always one of the top three.
Yeah. And then
Definitely top three.
and it's kind of a tie for the last three. I feel like it's kind because it kind of just depends on which day. I feel like gifts of service is definitely gifts is definitely you don't really give gifts, or you don't really care to receive gifts. You're not like you're just not a gift person.
Yeah.
I think honestly
that
that's
wouldn't
both
be on
of
my
ours.
top three. Gifts would not be on my top three. So this is
It's
just
on
top,
either.
Huh?
On either.
It's-
Gifts
yeah,
isn't
it's
right.
not-
exactly.
yeah.
I think
So
out
what's
of all
my
of them,
top
it's
three?
the last.
What's my top three for how I
Well,
feel loved?
How you feel love is definitely acts of service number one, far and beyond, and then touch, and then quality time. Yeah, I think those are the three that you like to receive the most.
I like to receive and I like to give.
She would go there. She would go there. We all like to give and receive, but it's better to give than receive. There's always that one person that always got to throw that in there and they look at you crazy. All right, so then you have to.
So I'll do yours. So your love languages.
So how do I show? What's my top three that I show love?
Okay. Your top three to show love, I feel like, is acts of service is number one. Touch will be number two. And I don't know, quality time. I feel like acts of service, quality time, and touch are what you.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you? Is that correct or?
Yeah, I believe that. I actually think, and it's hard because some of these are legit like a tie. Like it's hard to tell which. It just depends on the day or whatever. But I do believe that acts of service is my number one. Just even in general, not even just in our marriage, but just in general, acts of service is probably.
I think that's your
top
love language.
just
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah, because you always are doing something for somebody.
Then touch, and I think sometimes it could be a tie between quality time and affirmation, because I know that sometimes.
And this is for you showing love.
Showing.
Okay.
Showing, yeah. Me showing towards you.
Oh, okay.
I think sometimes it could be a tie, but it'll probably go with quality time. Maybe quality time a little bit ahead of affirmation for showing, and then gifts and then gifts would be last.
Yeah.
And then it's for.
I'm gonna do how you feel loved. I'm gonna.
Oh,
say
you're gonna say what you
yeah.
think it is. Okay.
Okay, so I think how you feel. Oh, definitely. Well.
This is my feel is very different, or receiving, like the receiving side. Like you may not get this, or you.
Okay, so your first feel loved would be acts of service, and then acts of service would be your first feel love. Then you would.
You're talking about what I like to receive.
Yeah, what you like to receive. Words of affirmation, I think will be your second, and then touch third.
Okay. Okay.
So I said acts of service, words of affirmation, and touch.
Yeah. Well, acts of
Am I
service.
wrong?
Yeah, you're dead wrong on the acts of service because I don't care if people do stuff for me.
Yeah.
I can care less.
I was thinking about a different.
Dang, babe.
I'm just kidding.
It's supposed to be rated PG
I know.
for pleasing God.
That's
Rated PG
it.
for pleasing God.
Hallelujah.
See, that was touch. See, you thinking of touch.
Yeah, I guess I was under touch.
Yeah, you had it wrong. You had your languages mixed up. Man. But yeah, no, acts of service is definitely my last on all of those for sure. As
Okay.
far as what I feel.
Okay.
I would say my number number one would be probably words of affirmation
Okay.
and touch.
Well, there's only
and it's a
one
bit-
number one, so it'd be words of
Well,
affirmation then touch.
Well, yeah, that there's kind of a tie.
One
It's
and
kind
one
of
and
a
a half.
tie. Honestly, it could be a three-way tie between touch, affirmation, and quality time because I love all those things. I know when I'm like really wanting quality time with you. So, and I'm just a quality time kind of a person. Like even when like I express this, like even just when I like talk to my friends on the like, we'll go. You know, it may be a while, or even with my sister or whoever
Yeah.
whoever I end up engaging with.
you like that
I tend to like want to take up a lot of
the whole
time.
time, yeah.
You know, because like I feel like I want to embrace that time, that quality time. That's why I can like have a conversation on the phone for like 2 hours with my best friend or with my sister or my dad or talk to my grandmother or something. So like I don't know, like it's a kind of a mix of a tie. Like it just
And I
depends
think
on the
it-
day. But I would
yeah.
say that I would say almost no matter what, affirmation is the one, and yeah, affirmation is probably the one that I would say affects me in the biggest
The most,
way.
yeah, I
because,
feel like that too.
yeah, I like when
I feel like
I like
can
when
see,
you
or I can see that, yeah.
encourage me, and I like to be encouraged, and I like
Yeah.
when you
Well,
say
good
nice
job,
things.
babe.
Sometimes it's about what you say.
All right, so that was cool. You know,
Well, it just shows the differences. Like you
yeah,
can like how what you show towards somebody is like how different it is
Yeah.
from what you
What you
appreciate or what you
portray
value
of-
to receive. Because like
yeah,
you know,
That's
it's
so
the opposite.
crazy.
I feel like my biggest strength is acts of service, but it's the one I care the least
Least
as far
about,
as
yeah.
because like it's just who I am. You know, where you're the opposite.
Yeah.
You care
Mine were
most
actually
about
the
acts of
same.
service. Yours was the same on both sides, yeah, or mostly the same. So it just kind of just depends on the person, you know.
Yeah,
and it
that's
just that's
interesting.
interesting to look at it from like the receiving versus, you know,
the
giving
showing.
side,
yeah.
the showing side. So
Yeah. So why is that? Why is the love languages something that you feel would be important for relationships? And it doesn't even have to be marriage or relationship. It can be friendships and stuff too. So
yeah, I feel like it's just a good compass. Like I feel like one thing you're gonna hear me say time after time is to keep things simple. And I feel like the 5 love languages is just it's a very keep it simple kind of principle thing that you keep in your back pocket. And it's just like it's one of those things where it's like remind yourself like, okay, if you're giving thought to about somebody, you know, it doesn't have to be your spouse or significant other. It just, you know, it could be towards your family members or whatever.
yeah.
If you remember kind of where they are, it kind of just it gives you an extra strategy, and it kind of aligns you up. It like recalibrates you to remember like, oh, like my mother or my cousin is, you know, they appreciate acts of service or they
Yeah.
appreciate quality time. You know what I mean? You know, so nobody
Yeah.
should be appreciating touch outside of your spouse or
Well, okay. So
maybe that
touch,
can mean like, okay.
Well, touch doesn't necessarily mean a sexual thing.
I guess. I thought
I was
as
just
I
being-
said that, I thought
was
about it.
just
I was like,
being
okay,
funny.
there's hugs too.
Yeah.
But then
there's
it's like,
hugs,
okay, so
there's-
what else?
There's even a shoulder. Hey, buddy, how you
You
doing?
know what?
You know,
That's interesting. I am a touchy.
You are very touchy.
Because like I love You know, I grew up
You
on
like
dap.
hugs.
I like giving
Give me
people
some
on the
dap.
shoulder.
Yeah. What's up,
Yeah.
buddy?
I like telling people like, look, y'all, look, what's that over there?
Like your uncle.
Shout out to Uncle Lee out there. Uncle Lee used to joke around with us. About, look, y'all, look. And we just like, come on, man.
So,
love you, Uncle Lee.
Yeah, so it's an important thing because you want to make sure that like, you want to make sure that a person knows that you care about them. Like you want to make sure that they know that,
yeah,
that you're not just doing the motions of life, I guess, and just trying to, get what you want out of the relationship, but not, giving to the other person. So, it's like you said, it's a good compass to have, like, in order to have great relationship, because that's what we're, that's a part of being on earth. And, God told us, we need to be amongst each other too, and dwell and fellowship with each other. So
little earthlings, we just
little earthlings and stuff like that.
We gotta be nice to each other. Gotta show each other love.
So can love languages change like throughout seasons of life, do you think?
Absolutely. And
I agree.
I will go ahead and start by saying that
mine have.
Growing up, like, I don't think mine changed as much as I may think that they do, but I think that I would say that probably as far as showing love, if I had to pick the one for showing love, I would say it was probably at one point quality time. Yeah. And
because
you
as gifts. A kid you didn't.
Yeah, because like my acts of service didn't really translate till later. I mean,
when you got an adult.
Yeah, it kind of translated later. I was a spoiled little kid, and I appreciated gifts. Actually, gifts was a big one. Was probably my favorite as far as receiving as like a young. And then I used to like receiving gifts because I had a lot of interests. And so that's how it's crazy how you could see how much things change. And I never thought about it. I never really thought about like what was my love languages when I was like young. And it's actually two of the ones that are the least for me now. It's like I'm not the best gift giver.
I am terrible. I've always been terrible though. So
that's kind of the week between us both. So that's just what it is.
Sorry, y'all, if y'all don't get a gift till after your birthday, or
hit you with that Amazon. I hit you with that Amazon. We all know that's what you really want anyway. We know that's what you want anyway. So hit you with that Amazon gift card.
Same with us. If y'all want to give us gifts,
give us
Amazon gift card,
a Longhorn gift card, or
we're not asking though.
No, we're not asking. We're just saying we're easy peasy when it comes to gifts. So
that's not our love language, okay? So don't hold it to our hearts.
Don't be holding it to us, y'all. But what's funny is a lot of people actually probably even know that. They're like, we know that.
I know.
We know that about y'all. Y'all don't even have to say it.
They don't even expect nothing.
We still working on gifts for each other.
I know.
We don't get nothing.
Like, I'd be like,
nothing.
I should probably get a gift.
That's usually how it be on our birthday. We
anniversaries.
Just go out to eat.
Yeah.
We don't really get each other nothing.
Dang, man, we're bad. No, you know what? That's not. You don't always have to have. I feel like you don't always have to have a gift. I'm a person of experience, so I like experiences. So like I like to go places. That's why we tend to go eat at new places or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's gift giving.
So that's a gift to me. Like you know. I like gifts if somebody gives me something, but it's not like
you don't feel
I prefer
like
to have that experience. That's why quality time is on one of my top 3, because I get to have that experience, whether it be with somebody or even with myself, so that's I think why I'm not a gift giver.
Yeah.
per se.
So what would you say, what was yours in your past? Like what was your love languages as far as showing and receiving? What just do one, the top one.
My top one, like as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid.
Oh.
Well, just your younger years. So just the other first half of your life.
Honestly, it would be quality time.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, for showing or giving?
Both. Like,
or okay, so you
both,
appreciate
yeah,
it both.
because
Okay,
like I just remember always like wanting to. I love us as a family always in the living room watching a show together. You know,
Yeah,
the night
yeah,
7 o'clock
for sure.
shows or whatever
For
and
sure.
stuff like that. I've always loved that, and I've always loved family vacations and stuff like that. Those were always fun. So I've always been like a quality time like that.
Yeah.
Was my top, but because now I'm married and stuff like that, I would say acts of service because I've, like that just shows more love to me right now. So,
Well, when you grow up and you got responsibilities, you start to
but quality
appreciate
time is still on
different
there.
things. Oh yeah, quality time
Yeah.
is that, because I think the point of the whole this is that they're all important and we all need them. But some you're more naturally inclined to show, and then you're more naturally inclined to show your appreciation for receiving. So so it's just it's just about like a specific season. And I feel like mostly though the love languages don't change. They definitely don't. I feel like they change almost more in a generational way, just like every so many like X amount of years or whatever, just because it's based off your life and where you're at in your life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they can also like change in position. I think that's another thing too. Like, like we said, like
You're talking about changing the order.
In
like
the order
priority?
of it. Yeah. The
Yeah, well, that's
priorities and
changing.
stuff
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
pretty
Yeah.
much
I
the
guess that's
same.
changing. So, yeah. And like, is there any, like, do you think there's any like other love languages besides the 5? I don't know. Like,
That's a good question.
I didn't, yeah. I don't know.
Would communicating be a love language? I mean, does that fall under
It
quality
could.
of time? It's hard to tell.
I mean, I guess
I feel like
guess
communication could be its own though, because it's
Yeah.
like quality time isn't just
because sometimes,
communicating.
yeah,
Like, it's not
sometimes you just sit
communicating
in a
with that.
room by yourself,
sometimes you
or not by
enjoy-
yourself, but with the other person.
Because quality time in my mind, like one of the first things that pops up in my head is just like is just like playing a game with each other.
Yeah, and not
or
saying
watching
a
a
word.
movie together, and you're not really super communicative in
Yeah.
that time. Like you communicate for the game, but you're not. So I feel like communication could be its own love language.
Yeah, because I you know what, that is true, because like even when you're communicating, like I know for me with the hospital, like communicating to the patients and stuff like that, they can tell that wow, she really cares. So and caring is another form of loving, and
Right,
stuff like
yeah.
that too. So like I think that it could be one.
Yeah.
Good
So
job,
Gary, if you end up with this book and I don't get no royalties, we're gonna have some problems. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know if there's another one that I can think
I
of.
can't
right
think
now.
of anything else right
But
now.
communication is a good one. Good job, babe.
Well.
You can write a book.
We probably will eventually.
We won't read it, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we ain't gonna read it. We gonna
Unless
put
it's on Audible.
Put it on that Audible though. We gonna put it on that Audible, and it's gonna
Just
yeah,
kidding.
and we'll tell you we read it. Yeah, I wrote it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I read it. Come on now. Like,
Absolutely.
what do you think this is? Like,
Yeah.
Of course, I
Anywho.
read my book.
Well, who do you think I am?
I signed every page.
Yeah. I'll be there to just
Nope.
egg you
could just
on,
know.
babe.
You could just know we lying through our teeth. Like you said we flipping pages and stuff.
Yeah. It's all good.
I do want an
Sometimes
iPad
we be
though.
skipping the baby's books.
Oh, I might be showing that
Them
that
pages
gift.
when the kids want to go to sleep.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Grab 2 pages at once.
oh yeah. The new
She won't
parents,
know.
The new parents ain't gonna know nothing about that. But the parents, after about a year or
When
so,
you have to
when
read
you got
about
a year
20
in, when you gotta read,
times.
yeah, you gonna be doing that. Yeah,
you
baby. You flip the page and then you flipping 2 and 3 pages at a time, and then they just looking at you like, well, how did you?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then
So
you
look
memorize
at-
the book.
And then,
Oh my gosh.
the end.
Anywho.
And then you hit that. The end. All right. Good night.
Yeah,
night
good
time.
night. Yeah.
Now, for real, I do want an iPad because I feel like I would read more if I had an iPad.
Why?
Because it's just cool.
Babe, like, you have like a phone.
That's the point. It's small. Like,
but you don't need an iPad. Oh, you're just wanting to see the words.
For book. Yeah, the book. Yeah, it's like reading from your phone is like this, but imagine reading from like a bigger device.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
you can read from my computer. It flips.
I mean, my computer is probably a little bit bigger than yours, but I want an iPad.
Anywho.
That's my gifts kicking in. That's my love, my gift.
Is that coming to the top again?
I guess it's rising to the top. It's rising to the top.
It's about to make a comeback.
It's about to make a comeback.
Oh, boy.
But honestly, what's funny is like, I actually do really enjoy receiving gifts. It's just that everything that I want when it comes to gift, it's either hard to understand to buy or purchase, or it's really expensive. Not that I do have a little bit of an expensive taste.
Yeah.
When it comes to, because like
when it comes to
just my
electronics.
shoes, and really it's electronics, y'all. I'm a techie. I'm a techie, and everything I buy for my business is very expensive. So I'm not gonna ask somebody, yo, can you go copy that camera?
His tech
or my
podcast.
lens? It may come out one day. I don't
One
know.
day,
We'll see.
one lifetime.
One of these years it'll come. But for real, like every one of my gifts that I would say is just like, it's hard for me to think of like a regular gift. So I'm like, even like the cologne that I want, like it's
I think
like,
that's why
I'm really not trying to be like, I don't care about the price. It's about the quality, and I guess I appreciate quality. So
yeah.
So that's why I just stopped asking people to give me something, because it doesn't really bother me if somebody gets me something like that. Doesn't, and that's why I say
it just gets you money, because it's like it's easier for you to buy it, and then
to ask somebody to give me money is like,
I mean, like a gift card, a gift card or something like that. Or like when we were getting married, like we said, just give us money, instead. We rather have money than $20, whatever.
We asked for diapers and all that stuff,
and for the baby,
for baby shower.
Now, our first baby, obviously, she didn't have anything, like any clothes or whatever, so we had to, people had to, give gifts like that. But
so I guess I'm just saying, there's those unique situations where it's like, okay, like it could be that, but it's like, but I guess that's why it's not as important for me, because it's like, I just don't care if somebody, I could care less if somebody gets me something for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really, it's just what it is. Like, I was always bred to kind of get it myself. I worked for my chores. I had a job at 13, my first job at like 12 or 13 years old. Yeah. So, and I always appreciated working for
whatever
earning
you
the
wanted.
money for whatever I wanted. So that's just what it was.
All right. Well,
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one was short.
Short
It was supposed
and
to be
sweet.
short. It's supposed to be real short, but
you don't have
at
to.
the time,
it is what
looked like
it is.
it is what it is. But nothing.
Anywho.
Anyway.
Well, we hope you guys loved this love language session.
Yep.
And I hope you got something from it. Like, learn your love languages so that you can express them to other people, and they in turn can express those same love languages to you.
Yes. Know yours. Yes. Really think about it and write them down.
Yeah.
And then, meditate on what you think, because if you kind of understand yourself better, you know
other people can understand you better.
Yeah, and you will just also understand how to read people better. I feel like if you understand yourself, you'll learn how to read people and what they want. Because really, a lot of us, I don't think, just think about like, oh, what is that person's love language?
Yeah. And I feel like that. Now I'm going back into the thing. I feel like it's it just makes you more conscious of that, and it makes you understand that you are actually taking that time out to think about that person.
So but this is probably gonna be a thing when we do every video. So if y'all was looking at your phone, if y'all was on Facebook the whole time, Instagram, y'all just had this podcast on, y'all just listening. If you got anything from this, just know that it's the five love languages is important, because really ultimately it just makes you more conscious, and it kind of positions your mind to be more conscious of other people and how they feel. So
and care about other people, because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what the Bible
caring
says.
is sharing.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Sharing is caring. Okay. Yeah.
That one too.
All right. We out.
Love
you
ya.
guys.
Peace.